What's up, everybody? I am heading to work and I want to do another coronavirus video. You know, it is what it is. You like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. It's a great thing. You don't have to watch something you don't like. But anyways, yesterday I did that video on the coronavirus and talking about Hooples brought up a good point about the mortality rate is much higher than the flu. Even though the actual numbers are a lot lower, the rate is, as of when I did it, 35 times higher than the flu. What I found last night to be both interesting and crazy is Iran, as of yesterday, had 43 confirmed cases of the coronavirus and had 8 deaths from it. That's a 20% mortality rate. 20. 1 in 5 people are dying from it there. As of this morning, before I headed out, they had went up to 60 confirmed cases and 12 confirmed, 12 deaths from it, which is still at the 20% rate. But what is interesting and shows the lack of transparency and, if you want to say cover up, whatever you want to call it, a government official in the city of QOM, QOM, he was claiming that in his city alone, they had 50 deaths. Now, the national health minister for Iran denied this and said that this person has no authority and doesn't know what they're talking about, blah, blah, blah. But that shows who's actually out there telling the truth. When we look at China, as I've shared some of the videos, and I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've seen plenty of other ones of the mortuaries and the body collections and stuff like that. They're in China and have read the reports that China is not counting deaths from the coronavirus unless the person was diagnosed with it prior to them dying. So, what is the actual number? What is the actual rate of death? Also, what this leads me to worry about and consider is, for the most part, everywhere that's had confirmed cases of the coronavirus, sorry for the bouncing, like I said, I'm driving, they have been first world countries, who, in theory, have access to adequate medical care. Now that it's approaching, I believe technically Iran is considered a second world country. It's not a developing country, but it's not on par with Western countries and blah, blah, blah. With that 20% mortality rate, is that because they lack the proper medical facilities? And if that is true, that basically they've been able to keep the mortality rate down in all these other countries that have the confirmed cases, to include the U.S., because of the medical facilities, what's going to happen, not if, but when it hits these third world countries? What if it hits Africa? What if it hits India, Pakistan, those kind of areas? Both the third world countries and the countries whose population density is ridiculous. Yes, China has, 1.3 billion people? I believe the last number I saw was India had 1.1 billion. But the population density in India is far greater than China. Talking about, going into third world countries. I don't know if technically it's considered, but North Korea, is it considered a third world country? I don't know. But they claim to have no cases, confirmed cases of the coronavirus, while South Korea's jumped from 480 to 600 yesterday. And I believe they've had 7 deaths there, which is a 1%, just over a 1% mortality rate, which is still 10 times higher than the flu, which is a 0.1 mortality rate. But North Korea announced that any foreigners that were coming into the country were put on a 30-day quarantine. They just extended that to an undetermined amount of time. So basically, if you come in from the country, you stuck wherever you're at, whatever facility, whatnot that you're housed in, which leads me to believe that they're not telling the truth. Luckily for North Korea, I guess, is because they are such a militarized country, they don't have a porous border, and so they can do what immigration control very well there, as opposed to United States, the EU, things like that. Especially the EU, where if you're a member of one country, you can go to like every other country that's in the EU without really any checks, if I remember correctly. But more to the point, if this virus breaks loose in a developing country who does not have the access to the medical facilities needed to treat properly, that mortality rate is going to skyrocket. It's going to be, Spanish influenza type, when 100 million people died. Look out for yourselves, guys, girls. Take the precautions. I was talking with Angry Canuck about the masks and stuff like that, N95s and whatnot. It's about time for this to go away, because if you have a beard, your mask doesn't do nothing for you, because you can't get a good seal. If you have any facial hair, your mustache is okay, but any actual beard and stuff like that, it does absolutely no good, because you will not get a proper seal on that mask, and basically it's like you're not wearing anything. Basic hygiene, wear a mask. If you don't know Hoople's cat, watch him. He's got a lot of good information on this stuff. And take care of everybody. Talk to you guys later.